guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a really good week so far wherever you are. I thought I would do today a bit of a haul video, which is not like one haul. I basically went a bit nuts this month. What is that hair doing? And bought a load of different things from a few different places, so I thought I would just combine them all into one giant haul and maybe talk through what I do with my life from here. Start off with the most random product in here, which is this Bleach London Rose, super cool colour for hair. This is non-permanent, like rose pink hair dye. Obviously you can see at the moment my hair is like pink, super pink, pink. So what I do with my hair is that I get it lightened at this hairdressers, and then and they do tint it for me as well, but it doesn't, like, it literally lasts a few washes. So then I will start like tinting it myself until my next appointment. And I have been using like the crazy colours hair dyes, and what I'll do is I'll put it on, and this is what it looks like when I first put it in. And then after like 3 or 4 washes, it will go to like a sort of rosy pink colour, which is what I like. I want that sort of like rose gold tone rather than this like bright pink, but that's how I have to get there. I have to basically dye it like this, and it's like this for a couple of days, and then, or a couple of washes even, and then once it rinses out, it's then the colour I want it until it fades completely and we start again. So that's kind of how I get it, the colour I want it, and I do quite like this colour. I quite enjoy it being like a bit crazy, but the colour I'm aiming for is that rose, so I'm kind of hoping that this is just going to take me straight there, so I'll let you know how I get on. Next up, I did a bit of a John Lewis haul, and the reason I went to John Lewis is because I was specifically after the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation, and that's one of the only places I could find that stocked it. And so while I was just on that website, I picked up a load of other stuff I didn't need as well, but that's a different issue. So this is the Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation Compact. I didn't buy the case because I find it ludicrous that I would pay £38 for the powder foundation and then have to pay nearly £20 more just to get a case that would be sort of like this, the max sort of mineralized skin finish with a mirror. That costs you an extra £20. No. So this is just the foundation as it comes if you don't buy the case. So it's in this tiny little compact. Can you see how small that is? I mean, that is disappointing now. And if you look inside, you can see that it's like got a pan in there, so you, in fact, it just fell out, but it's fine, don't worry, it did not break. It did not break, guys. So yeah, you can obviously depot that, which is obviously a bonus if you're trying to travel or anything like that. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna hold it in now because maybe I won't be that lucky next time. And it also comes with this sort of sponge to apply it with. Now I'm not really using this as a foundation, I'm using it to like set my liquid foundation, and I've only really used it a couple of times, but I can't really say I'm that impressed for the price. I mean, you get such a small little thing with this pathetic packaging because they're obviously trying to make you buy the case, which I'll show you what the case looks like. So this is how it would look if you bought the case. It's available in 8 shades, and I got the shade 5.5, which I think is pretty good for me. I did try using this once and I hated it. It looked awful, really patchy, so I don't recommend using this at all. Use your normal powder brush is what I would recommend. Right now, like I said, I've only given it a couple of goes, so hopefully it will start to come into its own as I get used to it and learn how to use it to its best ability, but right now I'm not impressed at all. So next product I got from John Lewis is this OP nail colour, or OPI, however you want to say it, and this is in the shade I Am What I Amethyst. I love their shade names. So this is what I'm wearing today, and I'm loving it. It's just this gorgeous cornflower blue. You literally need a couple of coats to get, you know, total opaque colour, and it's just really unusual and gorgeous, and I bought it because I thought my daughter would love me doing it on her nails as well as me liking the colour, and she won't let me near it with it. Won't let me near her. So it's all for me now. I'm not sorry. I also picked up the Marc Jacobs Recover Perfecting Coconut Setting Mist. Now this, I don't know if you've noticed, but this has been pretty controversial here on YouTube. I know Jaclyn Hill sort of snapped about it, saying that it had basically like slapped her around the face when she tried to use it, like really big, heavy droplets, and ruined her makeup, and she was really mad at it. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. But since then, a few different YouTubers have been actually really, really raving about it. So it's made it kind of back on my radar again. I love the dewdrops. So again, another reason why I thought maybe I might like this. I'd love to try the primer as well from the same range. That sounds like it'd be right up my street. I've only used this twice. And here's my verdict, just my first thoughts. So I watched a YouTuber called Amy Macedo. I'm not 100% sure, I'm really, really sorry if that is wrong. I watched her kind of take on it in one of her videos. I'll link her below. And she really loved it, but she did sort of say that as she watched Jaclyn's video, she was like, okay, so she sort of sprayed it away from her face, just for the first few sprays to get the bad ones out first. And then since then it was fine. She also really recommended really shaking it up, because if you can see, this is actually white in here. That's not just like the packaging, it's white liquid. So obviously there's like, it's more of a sort of, it's not like the sort of Fix Plus where it is literally like water. This actually has like some kind of cream or whatever, like liquidy stuff in there. So it is higher risk than like a Studio Fix. So you need to shake it a lot first, and then spray the pump all the way down, not just a spritz, but like spray it all the way fully down. And as Amy recommended, I did do a couple of pumps over there before I went at my face. However, it still was a way heavier mist than like a Fix Plus. But bizarrely, it doesn't feel wet. So when I go in with my Fix Plus, I feel like I've been out in the rain afterwards. Even though it's a lovely fine mist, leaves no droplets, I feel wet afterwards. But this is like, you do get quite a much heavier spray than like the Fix Plus, but it's like nothing's happened afterwards. It's like, ooh, okay. And then but you're not wet. It's very confusing. I can't explain it. It smells beautiful. I love the finish it gives me. And even if I do feel like a heavier droplet has landed, just leave it alone. It dries, you can't see it. It doesn't ruin your makeup. It doesn't move anything as long as you just let it dry down. And actually I'm feeling, as I'm using it more times, those initial heavy sprays are getting lighter, and actually it's just the odd one. So yeah, I'm not 100% decided yet, but I am really liking it. Definitely feel like it's adding to the longevity of my makeup. Definitely feel like it's giving me a beautiful glowing finish, and I love the smell. Coconut, of course it's coconut. And my last purchase from Giorgio is I picked up the Naked Skin Urban Decay Weightless Concealer, which I never thought I would ever buy again because I did not get on with it the first time I bought it. I found like once I went in to blend it out, it quite often didn't really cover my dark circles, and also if I use a really damp beauty blender, it sometimes had like separation. There was a lot of foundations I felt like it didn't work with, and I just didn't really love it. I much preferred my MAC Pro Longwear to this one, so I don't even know why I bought it really. I think I was just confused by the whole thing that everyone else liked it and I wasn't getting it, so maybe I thought I'd give it another go because I needed a darker concealer once I was tanned. So I decided to give it another go, and randomly one day I was being really lazy and I did my foundation with a foundation brush, and I couldn't be bothered to go and dampen my beauty blender, so I used a mini like kabuki type brush to like a really dense brush to buff this out, and I was like, now I get it. Now I get what I've been doing wrong this whole time. I guess I don't know why, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Lots of people use a beauty blender with this and it's fine, but on me, if my beauty blender is too damp, it doesn't like it. Whereas obviously a brush is dry and it doesn't take away as much of the coverage. The finish is really beautiful. It blends perfectly. It lasts all day. It doesn't crease. And now I'm suddenly like, that's what everyone was talking about. For some reason, I just need to use a brush. I don't know why. So next up, I went to MAC, and the reason I went to MAC is because of this stuff. The second this came out, I was on that website, and I cannot tell you how quickly this sold out. So this is the coconut Fix Plus spray from the Fruity Juicy range. It's the only thing I bought from the Fruity Juicy range, although I've really got FOMO now for the gorgeous, you know, the powder with all the gorgeous flowers on it that was like a bronzer slash blush kind of product. I wanted that so badly, and it was right up my street, but I just have so many peachy blushes that I was just like, oh, I don't need it, and then it sold out, and I was like, I need it, I need it. Now I can't get it, so let's just move on. But this, the second it came out in the UK, I was on the website and I got it immediately, and it literally was sold out within maybe the first 24 hours on the website. It went like that. People love this stuff. I also picked up the lightly charred matte lipstick, which is what I'm wearing today. It's just right up my street. Anything purple, anything lilac, anything these kinds of like slightly weird but not completely mental shades. I just love it. I love it. And then I picked up another of the extra dimension blushes, and this one is in the shade Hard to Get, and it's this bronzy, gorgeous, coppery type shade, just perfect for my tan skin right now, really glowy. I am just loving these blushes right now. I have this one and I have Just a Pinch, which is like a sort of peachy apricot shade. And I definitely want to get more. I want to get Hush Tone and probably every single other one. Every single one. They're gorgeous. And then last thing from MAC, I bought this lip gloss, which is in the shade Obviously Bare, and it is everything. Everything. I bought it because I was wanting to sort of have more of a glossy type nude lip available to me, because I generally only have either lipsticks or liquid lipsticks in my collection. I don't really have any glosses. The only gloss I have is the Kylie So Cute gloss, which is very, very nude, so I only tend to use it on top of something. So I just wanted like a quick, easy, everyday gloss. And oh, the smells like chocolate. I could eat it. And it's just gorgeous, totally neutral, totally wearable. I guess it's, yeah, it's definitely a nude, but it's not like a foundation lips nude. So there you can see it there. It's pretty opaque, mega, mega glossy, perfect for every day. You don't need lip liner, but a lip liner like Cork or Strip Down will really make it pop for like an evening look. I just love it. It is my go-to gloss because I only have one anyway, but you know. And then the last place, of course, that I went to was Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay likes to take all of my money all of the time, and this month was no different. So I got 2 new Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks because they are my favourite formula of all time. I got Scorpio, which I've had my eye on for a really, really long time, and I love it. I actually lost my Coloured Rain lipstick in Classy, and so this looks like quite similar to that, but I much prefer the Jeffree Star formula. It's really, really wearable, really comfortable on my lips, which I have really dry lips, so these are the only liquid lipstick I can comfortably wear. And then I got the shade Mannequin, which was a bit of a whim really, because I've been eyeing up I'm Nude for a long time, but then just recently I've been thinking, oh, maybe that's going to be too light for me. So I just kind of got this one on a whim, and they're amazing on Beauty Bay. They do these videos where you can actually see the lipsticks applied on a model, which is so useful, much more useful than seeing a picture of a swatch for what it will actually look like. And that sold me, and it is gorgeous, so wearable. You know, just really, really beautiful pinky nude colour, and just like all the other Jeffree Star cosmetics, it is amazing quality. I then got the Blender Cleanser Solid because the little mini one that I got in my kit when I bought my beauty blenders has run out, and I've loved it so much that I had to repurchase the full size, so I got one of these. If you hate cleaning your brushes, try this. It almost makes it fun. Almost. Then got this brush, which is the Morphe E41. And I got this because Jaclyn Hill told me to. I was watching her favourite brushes video that she did the other day, and she talked about this brush, and I've been looking for a giant powder brush, and I almost, thank God I didn't, but I almost bought the luminous brush, having seen a few YouTubers, including Jaclyn, using that lately. I felt like I needed it, I really needed it. So thank goodness that Jaclyn did that video and talked about this one, because this is ginormous, which is what I wanted, because what I kind of don't really like powdery skin. I don't even really like using a powder, but sometimes it is beneficial to set your foundation with the powder. And because of the size of this, it's so soft, guys. But because of the size of this, it just like, you can just tap it into your powder, your pressed powder, and just dust it on. And it's such a light layer, it's perfect for setting your foundation. And it's literally like, done. Because it's so big, it's like your whole face. So last up, I picked up two Makeup Geek shadows. The first one is Anarchy, which looks like this gorgeous plummy shade. And the second is In the Spotlight, which is a foiled shadow and looks like this. And this is how they swatch. I mean, beautiful. That is everything that I have bought in the last few weeks, I promise. And hopefully it's the last things that I buy for a very long time, so my wallet can recover. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe down below, and I hope to see you in a future video. Bye for now.